sababu ile maneno ilikuwa agency vijana wetu. Msilaumu agencies. Agencies walitumika bila kujua. Na wakafanya demonstration ya kwanza mzuri. Lakini demonstration ya pili ilikuwa na munkiki, ilikuwa na wakora, ilikuwa na watu wa serikali, wanajaribu walikuwa na upendo wa serikali.
And attribute the chaos that were in the country to leaders. I included, former President Uhuru Kenyatta and others.
Yes, how are you everyone? How was your day? Today, SUDI has come out to reveal some pertinent information about the protests which were held by the Gen Zs. SUDI came out to say that there are some elements within government who wanted to overthrow William Ruto's government. And by how SUDI phrased these statements, it seems that he was attacking the Deputy President GACHAGUA. After the protests, voices came out saying that the Deputy President wanted to overthrow his boss. And I think even if GACHAGUA was not the one culpable for this, the way he conducted himself before the protest, even and after the protest, things made him the real suspect. Because in my intention, I don't think that GACHAGUA was behind this protest. The actual person who was behind this protest was Uhuru Kenyatta. So we must ask ourselves, why is it that SUDI has come out to say that GACHAGUA was behind this? And we all know even before the protest, SUDI used to come out to attack the president, the Deputy President GACHAGUA, together with Kimani Ichung'wah. And those statements cannot be taken lightly because SUDI is one of the hunting dogs of RUTO. When I talk about the hunting dogs, every leader can have a leader who can fire salvos for himself. In case of William Ruto, he has SUDI. In case of GACHAGUA, he has the governor of Nyeri, Mutahi Kahiga. On the other hand, Mutahi Kahiga was saying that they are planning to impeach the deputy president. On the other hand, SUDI is saying that there is a person who wanted to overthrow the presidency. And by his phrase, by the way he talked, he meant Rigathi Gachagua. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the statements of SUDI, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So we all know there were protests against the finance bill in Kenya. In the inception of the finance bill, when it was being promulgated, very many people had their views. And indeed, Rigathi Gachagua was not comfortable with this finance bill. Because since there are very few people who pay taxes in Kenya, and almost 65% of GDP is from Nairobi and Metropolitan, that means that more people from his area pay taxes. And I think he got this from the ground that the finance bill was not popular. In fact, when he was asked whether he is going to support the finance bill, he said these statements.
So mimi niseme namna hii. Mimi sikuzaliwa kwa hii kiti ya deputy president. Sikuzaliwa hapo, nimepata tu juzi. Miaka hii ingine yote nilikuwa nakaa tu naendelea. Ninakula na ninakunywa.
You clearly see that since inception he didn't want the finance bill. When the finance bill was passed, it took very many people on the streets and they protested for some days. And ladies and gentlemen, rumors started having it that Rigathi Gachagua was among the people who oiled the protest. When Ruto gave his press briefing during the protest, even Gachagua gave his press briefing saying that in the intelligence report which was given to Ruto, they have put his name and that of Uhuru Kenyatta that they are sponsoring the protest. Rigathi Gachagua said this statement.
Yesterday, Nurdin Haji was trying to put up a team together to craft lies and propaganda and attribute the chaos that were in the country to lead us, I included, former President Uhuru Kenyatta and others. Yet it is very clear, and the President has admitted, that these protests were caused by the anger of the people of Kenya and their refusal of Finance Bill 2024.
And I think that was unfortunate. That was the wrong time for GACHAGUA to come out. Even if he had all the protests or not, that was not the right time to hold a press briefing. You would go under so that you can see what is prevailing. But he ran before the actual things came up. In fact, one of the greatest assets for GACHAGUA is having a deputy president who has ever been in the same position. Because RUTO has ever been in the same position, which means that Uhuru may be used to get wrong and right information. That's why RUTO is so patient. He was patient. He never reacted against GACHAGUA's speech, even though GACHAGUA made a wrong move by holding a contrary press briefing of that from that of the president. That is the truth. So everyone came out, even Kimani Ichung'wah at a certain point came out to say that Rigathi Gachagua goes around Mount Kenya to say that he's a one-term president. Now even Oscar SUDI is coming out to say that the reason as to why RUTO brought in ADM in government is because there are some elements from within the government who wanted to overthrow RUTO's government. In fact, Oscar SUDI said these statements.
Sometimes mambo ikikuja inakujanga na mambo yao, na watu walichangia ndio tukapanua serikali, ni wenye kwa serikali ndani. So mtu usilalamike, hata ikiwezekana bado tupeane hiyo fikiri, tukawe kabisa. Hii Kenya ni yetu sisi wote, na kila mtu akubali. Kama ni Mluya ako na kiti, kama ni Mkalenjin, kama ni Mudigo, kama ni Mturukana, ni Mkenya. Lazima tulasimishe sasa ikue ya ukweli. Nilikuwa naona watu wengine hapo wanajifanya, lakini kwa undani yao hawako wanataka ati serikali ipanuliwe. Kwa undani yao walikuwa na tamaa mingi. Akipewa hii anataka hii, akipewa hiyo anataka ile, akipewa mguu hii anataka mguu hii. Hata anaweza kukuuliza unge bibi yako, akibaliza atakutaka wewe mwenyewe. Sasa ndio hiyo serikali imepeanwa, imegawiwa, tugawe sisi wote kwa sababu ya tamaa na tabia mbaya. Kutosheka ni kitu mbaya sana kwa dunia hii. Sababu ile maneno ilikuwa agency vijana wetu. Musalaumu agencies walitumika bila kujua, na wakafanya demonstration ya kwanza mzuri. Na hiyo demonstration ya pili ilikuwa na munkiki, ilikuwa na wakora, ilikuwa na watu wa serikali wanajaribu, walikuwa na ubebe serikali.
That is Oscar SUDI. You clearly see that these statements cannot be just left to pass in thin air. There must be where they are gotten from. Either there's a scheme of fighting the deputy president, and that is normal in politics, because even Uhuru Kenyatta has been, even RUTO was fought. Junior leaders would come out to fight him. So even this is a replicate of the other thing. In fact, the only one who's holding center, who has been patient, is William RUTO, that despite even these things, they may be right or wrong, he has come out to take it patiently. In fact, when you look in the media, you clearly see that as if he has a very good relation with his deputy. Today they are in Nyanza. Okay? Everywhere they go, they are together. So it seems RUTO is patient because he knows how to prepare. In politics, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to work with someone you like. There are some differences. But if you want to retain power, you have to be having an etiquette of patience, but also an etiquette of welcoming everyone who may wake you in. And I think William RUTO is working on this principle. For as long as he wants to win, he will retain GACHAGUA. But in my opinion, I don't think that GACHAGUA wanted to overthrow Kenya Kwanza regime. Although I'm not in agreement by how he handles these issues. Sometimes he comes out ballistically to attack the presidency, to come out and make statements which are not supposed to be made by the deputy president. But the good thing, he has RUTO, and he has to learn quickly so that it does not affect his leadership style, because I know he would want to be the president at some time. So these statements of Oscar SUDI, they are not supposed to be taken in isolation, because he's a friend to William RUTO. The actual person who wanted to overthrow government was Uhuru Kenyatta. That's why in the statement, Oscar Sudi said that there was some Mungiki involved. Mungiki was a band group in Mountain Kenya which used to cause revolution. But also, William Ruto must be conversant with people close to him attacking the deputy president, because we know Kenya is tribal. If this is done each and every day, people of the mountain Kenya may get annoyed. The same thing as why the people from the Rift Valley got annoyed whenever the deputy president then was attacked by junior members within the Uhuru's regime. So he must tame this animosity so that the government can move. Okay. And I also think that William Ruto is a wise person. Even in 2027, there is no way he will pick another deputy president if he wants to win clearly. Because you cannot create an opposition from one of the two pillars that the UDA government stands on, that is the Rift Valley and the Mountain Kenya. You cannot create an opposition. It would be a mistake to let GACHAGUA go. In fact, GACHAGUA is true that he was built by Ruto to that extent, but now he's a big leader. You cannot just let him to go in the opposition. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.